Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to the Toast and happy Thursday. Latter half energy.
Latter half energy. Yes, welcome back to the Toast. This was a long night.
Oh my God, I know.
I feel
How
like
are you doing?
Really, everyone was like praying for Florida, thinking of Florida. Everything is okay here. We have power, hence we have toast.
Did you lose power at all?
Not that I'm aware of, but we were sleeping for most of it. But it was just like a long night. It was so loud. Zach and I were like up throughout the night checking on things. But,
I was wondering, like, you heard the wind and stuff? Like,
yeah, rain. And it was just a really crazy tropical storm here last night.
For you.
But we did not get the worst of it. However, as they say, like, it was not the worst case scenario when Milton made landfall. So for that, we are thankful.
God. Like, I know that they're still, like, doing recon, and as of now, like, 4 people have passed away. I think they were expecting it to be so much worse. There were actually, throughout the night, I was watching on TikTok this morning, like, a lot of really successful rescue missions, which doesn't happen a lot, but like people were able to call first responders and get to higher ground. So obviously, I'm sure, like, as daylight now, and we'll see the true devastation, but I think that it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, and I think it's not over yet. Like, there are still going to be storm surges. There are tons of tornado warnings. There were a lot of tornadoes on the East Coast yesterday. So there's still like a lot of weather. But the hurricane did seem to like break up before it hit land, which was miraculous.
Yeah, those videos of the tornadoes were so scary. Like, not the lightning bolts like inside the tornado. It was like seriously biblical ass shit.
Yeah, really.
So scary.
Really scary. So just thinking of everyone, and millions of people don't have power though, which is so unfortunate. Just hoping everything can be restored as soon as possible. Obviously, people have lost their homes. There's a lot of devastation. I'm sure you saw the roof at the Tropicana.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone is like has their panties in the twist about the roof of the MLB stadium being blown off. It's not like the roof was made of aluminum. It was literally made of cloth. I'm surprised during just like a regular rainstorm it doesn't fall off more.
But I also saw that the Tropicana like was filled with beds. I think it was meant to be
being used,
a shelter or something, and it got hit really bad.
Well, I don't think it was a very good idea. Why is the roof of that thing made of a towel? Like,
you know that it's made of towel, or it just looks that way because this...
No, it's made of fabric. It's a fabric roof, which is like, okay, like, I don't know why. And that video was the one that's like going viral, and I feel like it's really not like an indictment on how bad the storm was, because like, obviously the like paper mache tower was going to have its roof blown off. I don't know. I was just like...
I think it was probably made of more serious stuff. It is like in Tampa where they do get hurricanes and get a lot of weather.
Right, so you would think like perhaps they would invest in like the best aluminum or whatever the materials.
Right, but what if pieces of aluminum were flying off?
Oh, facts.
There's a lot to consider.
Well, oh my God, I ended up on like such a sad side of TikTok last night. And I had such a pit in my stomach going to bed, just like knowing like what the night would hold for so many people. But also I like ended up on a side of TikTok just about animals and hurricanes, especially people who have animals. I'm not like pets. I mean, like, you know, they have horses, they have a farm. And if you are like a big enough farmer, you have the proper equipment, tractor trailers to like move everyone out and evacuate with your fleet of animals. But if you're just like a small time farmer,
Noah's Ark style,
you don't have that. And so what they do is like, apparently you will release horses like to be with the wild horses, and the wild horses like take domesticated horses like under their wings, and sometimes they like survive the hurricane and bring the horses back. Like, it's really crazy.
Wow.
And by the way, I learned all this from TikTok, so like take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But a lot of people like, you know, brand their phone numbers into the horse's body so that if they survive, they, you know, someone can help them get back. It was just making me so sad, like thinking about all the helpless animals, and then like people like seriously tying up their dogs and abandoning them, like seriously straight to hell.
I saw the
straight
one.
to hell
I mean,
and straight to jail.
They're throwing the book when they find the whole country is up in arms about that. And I think the
that
governor
dog.
here said like when they find who did it, like they are throwing the book at that person. They take animal cruelty in this state very seriously.
Jail, like that makes me so sad. Thank God. And you don't even know how many other pets were abandoned and died. Like, okay, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I had such a pit in my stomach, and me and Ben were watching the news, and they had like a guy out there, and I'm sure you've seen this video of Anderson Cooper that's going really viral. They literally threw him in the middle of the storm, and like a piece of debris hit him in the head. And I want to know, like, literally why. We have drones, like we could see, we don't need a person in the middle of it to tell us what's going on. Like a drone will suffice, an aerial view. Like aren't you like putting more people at risk and danger, like to have to rescue you? Like, go home.
Yeah, it was, it seemed a little unnecessary.
And like sometimes I think when storms, like they know they're going to be crazy, but not like catastrophic. Like, all right, take your crew, your van, and get in there. But like this was, you know, so we were so encouraging everyone to get out, get out, get out.
And you're getting
in. And then we're sending Anderson Cooper. Like,
right. And like he's coming in from New York. It's not even like the local guy who it's like, this is his beat. He knows these streets and he's staying till the end. So before bed, we were like watching some random, I don't even know. I just turned on YouTube TV, like someone was covering it. And like this poor guy, like, and he's like, don't worry, we're getting to higher ground. Like, go home. Yeah, higher ground. It's all about higher ground.
It is all about higher ground, but like not when the rain was supposed to be 15 feet.
Yeah, I think it did wind up being like 10 to 15 feet.
No, they said that it didn't.
And there's not a lot of higher ground in Florida.
No, like certain areas of Tampa like have high-rise buildings, and I think those people were like encouraged to evacuate, but not necessarily like forced. But yeah, like most houses in Florida don't even have stairs.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like so ranchy vibes.
When I think higher ground, I think like natural higher ground, like a
hill.
mountain, a hill.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that. When I think of higher ground, I think of like a penthouse.
That is so funny. No, I think a penthouse is like not safe.
No, of course not. Like, oh, speaking of so random, did you see that what hotel was it in Vegas? Like they leveled it to the ground.
Tropicana.
Like, not a good day for Tropicana. The Tropicana hotel has been completely leveled, and I guess they're building something new. It's just like really crazy. Like, why couldn't you just like renovate the building? You have to build a whole new building.
Yeah, and because they're putting a stadium for the Oakland A's, and it was the way it was framed to me was like they're leveling the Tropicana so we could finally have the Oakland A's, and it's like you could have also just chosen a different piece of land. It's not like the Tropicana was
needed to be
standing in the way of the Oakland A's.
And like, okay, so Vegas is like stealing all of the LA teams. They took the Raiders.
Yeah.
And now Brad Pitt's team for Moneyball is also going to Vegas.
I guess it's California teams they're taking.
That's what I said. What did I say?
LA. No, because LA
seriously
is beefing
same thing.
Up. Lack and Lar. They're beefing up. Vegas is beefing up. I do think Vegas should have plenty teams. And I do think like it could be the team. If you don't have a team, like you can find a home in the Vegas team.
Yeah, it's kind of for like all lost souls to find solace.
Yeah, like that. If there's a sport that maybe your city or your state doesn't have a team, maybe send your affiliations to Vegas.
Well, speaking of sports, thank you for the perfect transition to talking about myself. Is last night Ben and I went to the like playoff game for the Mets. There was a chance that if they won, they would advance, but if they lost, like there was going to be another game. They won, and it was literally amazing. I'm kind of obsessed with baseball. Like it was really lit. Now I don't know if they're always that lit because like the stakes were high and both teams were really like so equally matched. It was a good matchup. And it was just like hard for me to sit there and like just know, like everyone was like wearing Alonso jerseys and they're like, go Pete, go Pete. And it's like I felt like I just wanted everyone to know I was different than them. Like I'm actually friends with him.
Something on your forehead like FOP, friend of
and Ben,
Pete.
No, and I knew Ben felt the same way. We were like talking kind of loud, like we have to tell Pete. Like,
did you meet the Mets?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if they're doing meet and greets during playoff season. Do
you think the Mets are pissed? They've kind of like fallen into this hole where like everyone just wants to meet the Mets. Like if you went to any other game, I wouldn't ask like, did you meet the Phillies?
I don't know if they think about it as much as you do.
When I think of Mets, first Mike Piazza, then meet the Mets.
I saw so many Mike Piazza jerseys and I thought of you.
I told you, Claudia, he's a core tenant.
He's a legend.
Of the Mets.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
But wait, I had something else. Oh, so you know that if they won. So the next team that they play is possibly, if he wins this series, Shohei.
If he wins his series.
Yeah, his is still going on. He's playing.
And the team that he's on?
The Dodgers.
I didn't know he was a Dodger.
Dodgers score. Yeah, it's 2-2 now. They're playing the Padres, San Diego, kind of a West Coast.
Not the Padres.
It's kind of a battle of the West Coast connections.
The Padres.
So if he wins, Shohei's coming to Citi Field, and you know I am going.
Of course you are.
Shout out to the MLB who gave me the most amazing seats. Like I had the best time.
Oh, you weren't even there as a friend of Pete?
No, well, actually, fun fact is like we've gone to a million games as like an official friend of Pete. The players like don't get amazing seats. I would argue they actually get like terrible seats.
Yeah.
So I went a different avenue. I knew like if I needed, like I could get from Pete, but like, and I love him so dearly, and I'm obviously not like the most important person in his life, but like you know, I have like not amazing eyesight. I like to be really up close.
No, it's really fun to get in there.
It's so fun to get in there. I had such a blast, like so New York. Me and Ben were talking a lot of, what do you associate like New York and Mets? Like, I mean, Mets versus Yankees. Cause like we weirdly have two official, like you wouldn't even say one is more official New York than the other. I just think they represent different areas of New York, but I think they represent, like, I feel like Mets is like so, you know, everyday American working class guy, and like the Yankees are like snobs. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but also, like, it's easy to be a Yankees fan, right? Like, of course you're going to go Yankees over Mets, but the Mets fans are the real ones.
They put in the work. You know, they haven't made it this far in 15 years. Like, It's been kind of a devastating run.
Yeah, so I just feel like Mets fans are forever. Yankees fans, that. Like, when the Yankees are not, like, Derek Jeter era, where are the Yankees fans all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, they are the Tamara Judge fans now.
Oh, they are. That's good.
Yeah. So they've got something good going on. But if you're watching baseball, please root for the Dodgers so that I can see Shohei Ohtani in person.
I don't know. I could also see you seeing the Padres.
I don't know. I don't have like Padre energy, even though I am a tostada.
Such Padre energy.
So true. What am I saying?
Don't count yourself out.
I am la madre. Like, what am I talking about?
Mets versus Padres.
I guess I'm just kind of putting that together. The San Diego Daddies. That's their, right? Padres?
It's fathers. It's an insane name for a team.
That's really weird. I'm just now putting that together.
But it then begs the question, what is a Met?
I don't know.
Is Met like short for metropolitan?
I forgot to put on deodorant. You know when you like feel your armpits sticking?
I do.
It's freezing. Oh, by the way, like not to make weather like about us. It's dropped to the 40s today, like for the first time this season.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
Jackie, are you cloud seeding again?
You guys.
Jackie got her ass lit up in the comments yesterday, and you know me, I'm like always ready to clown on Jackie. I actually felt bad for you because people were not understanding what you were saying.
No, people were not understanding what I was saying. I mentioned cloud seeding yesterday, and people are like, she's gone off the deep end.
The Democratic weather machine.
You guys, Google cloud seeding. Like, it's not a conspiracy theory that it happens. Like, it's a legitimate form of
and
weather
Jackie wasn't
control.
saying that they could create a hurricane.
You literally asked me, like, can't we just, like, vacuum out the hurricane? Like, why can't they just, like, change weather? And I was like, actually, they can change weather
on a very small scale.
It's called cloud seeding,
and they do it. I've now when I heard the drama, I did a little bit of research, and actually Ben knew about it because he was telling me this crazy story. They like went a little hard on the cloud seeding in Saudi Arabia and started Dubai. Like a biblical flood.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, apparently they do it for like droughts, if they're like for agricultural reasons. Jackie was not saying that the hurricane was created by men.
I didn't say anything. I just said cloud seeding, and all you guys had your baragas in a twist. Like, and it's always the people who think they're so educated. Just do a quick Google search, girly.
By the way, speaking of us not being educated either, we also, like, we're making stuff up yesterday. We need to say about the Love is Blind babies. Why do we always do that?
We do this every time there's a Love is Blind baby. And for some reason, like, Zach and Bliss's baby, like, doesn't register. I do not know why. Even though they're technically the first.
They are, but like they weren't a couple from the pods. Like they are kind of not a Love is Blind
Claudia,
couple.
they got married on the show. Like,
no, I know, but they didn't take the traditional route. Like he left the pods with Irina. He went to Mexico with Irina. We can make an
excuse. But then like Alexa and Brennan.
Who are seriously like the heart and soul of that show.
I never watched their season, so that's my excuse.
I forgot about them when we were talking about that.
Amber and Barnett, like, I think because we've been waiting for them to be the first, that when it finally happened, we're like, it's the first.
It's not. But
it's not. And then
just
also,
correction.
I was actually thinking we should have a segment of, like, just corrections. Jason Derulo does not sing Bedrock.
To me, that doesn't stand. Like, I don't agree.
I don't care. Like, I like my version better.
We should, at the top of every show, have, like, a correction.
No, or at the end of the week.
Yeah. I'll start a list.
Yeah, of just like minor details that we got wrong.
Extremely minor.
Yeah. I guess Love is Blind first made me like just because we made such a big deal out about it.
I know. And we spoke with such conviction too.
Yeah.
That is my thing. Like I will often like comment on even my personal life on the podcast on things like that I don't know much about, but I speak with such conviction. It's just like this passion I have inside of me. That I really am so believable.
You're very passionate.
I am.
So that's the 3. What was the first one, did you say? Love is Blind. Seating. I didn't need to correct anything. You guys need to correct yourselves.
No, that was it.
So Love is Blind, Bedrock.
That was it.
We just said something else. We'll correct ourselves later.
What's on the docket for today? It's a Thursday, like such light fare. We
actually have a lot of stories, and even though I did not wade into conspiracy theories with cloud seeding, we will be wading into some conspiracy theories today. Some celebrity about Beyonce, about like just a lot of stuff. Just because some stuff has happened.
Beyonce's sort of going through it.
Everyone's talking about it. And then I saw even like, I feel like usually, you know, the entertainment journalists, like they ignore stuff like this.
Those are kind of radical theories.
But people are really talking about it. And so you and I were talking about it offline last night. So I figured let's just talk about it online.
Let's fuck shit up. Oh, you know.
Oh, and I caught up on Tell Me Lies last night.
Fuck, I'm behind. Okay, should I take my headphones off? Should I take my headphones off?
I feel like I could do a recap without spoiling anything for you. And if I find myself wading into details, I'll tell you to take your headphones off.
Here's what I think we should do. No, but here's what I think we should do. Because there are a lot of people waiting for the Tell Me Lies recap. I think we should do it at the end of the show. Like, and I will officially take my headphones off and like you just rip roar, like let it out.
Okay. I just like more.
Because I don't want people to like avoid spoilers right now.
It is not too late to transfer. Like transferring in your sophomore year is nothing to be ashamed about.
It's so normal.
Plenty of schools like Baird that you would love. There's no path to redemption for you with the people that you consider your friends, and it's time to transfer. Fill out those apps.
Those apps are not going to fill themselves out.
Start applying. It gets better, Lucy.
Hashtag it gets better.
So, yeah, I'll talk about that at the end of the show. And now, without further ado, here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by State Farm. When you get a new car or a new home, first of all, congratulations. That is so major. Sisters are doing it for themselves. The first thing you might find yourself saying is, how is this real? But really the words you want to be thinking or singing are, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So State Farm is there, actually, in a physical sense, with the coverage that you need for your car, your home, even boats, motorcycles, RVs, and other things that matter to you. With a State Farm agent, you know someone is there to help you choose the coverage that you need. With so many coverage options, it feels good knowing that you can find what fits for you. And when you need ways to get help, State Farm gives you options there too. So maybe you're like a high-tech technology swirly who loves to do everything on their phone. And with State Farm, you can get help on statefarm.com, which is their fabulous website, or their award-winning app. Maybe you're more like Jax, you live a bit of a slower life, you like to connect on a human level with people. Well, you can handle things in person or on the phone with your local agent. That's what we love about State Farm. No matter what kind of toaster you are, State Farm lets you do things your way. So when you need help protecting the things that matter most, remember to sing it like Jackson and Claude do. Oh, thank God Jack is not here. I can finally sing in peace. Ready? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Oh, no, she's back. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I sang it. I don't need you to sing. We're good.
Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Ooh. Oh, you were close to like doing something, but you absolutely didn't.
Jealous.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Pharmacy. Feed your skin with farm fresh ingredients from Pharmacy. Pharmacy, with an F, is a brand combining rich, farm-grown ingredients with clinically proven results. Their products hydrate, cleanse, and nourish your skin. So the Pharmacy difference is real. Their products are the best of both worlds. Formulations with farm-grown ingredients enhanced by potent science and active ingredients for the clinically proven results. Actively rich, real ingredients. So they have like fresh apples, papaya, honey. Their packaging is sustainable and eco-conscious, and products that feel good and do good. Their partnership with Feeding America helps reduce food waste and donates to communities in need across the country. So I would say my favorite product of theirs, and I think a big seller of theirs, is the Honey Halo Moisturizer. It nourishes and plumps skin for instantly dewy skin and long-lasting moisture. It's formulated with proprietary buckwheat honey from a family-operated bee farm in California. The single-source farm has over 12,000 colonies of happy, healthy bees, and pure, unfiltered honey is harvested sustainably and ethically in batches for optimal potency and bee health. Natural antioxidants will protect against cause of skin damage like UV and pollution, and combined with strengthening ceramides to support your skin's moisture barrier for all-day hydration. So drench your skin in honey hydration and visit pharmacybeauty.com. Use our code TOAST for 20% off. Pharmacy is a brand that I discovered on social media, and thank God to the kids for keeping me young. What?
If I may, Pharmacy is a brand I discovered a few months ago when they sent us product, and I've been waiting for this ad.
It's very you-coded.
I've been using this every single day. The serum and the moisturizer, and then their lip mask. I'm so excited that this ad is finally here because it's my favorite thing.
So farmacybeauty.com. Our code is TOAST for 20% off. Today's episode is also brought to you by Primal Kitchen. Let's talk about real food for a hot minute. We all know that we should be eating more real, nutritious food, but seriously, who has the time to like make their own sauces, salad dressings from scratch? Definitely not me. And I'm certainly not going to like read every single label at the grocery store just to avoid bad ingredients. And that's why we love Primal Kitchen condiments. It's a secret weapon for making real food taste amazing. So I live with a man who's like lives and dies by sauces and he's so particular. And you know, as we're getting older, like I think we're becoming a lot more conscious about like ingredients and things. And you just read stuff and it makes you and your sister is like chirping in your ear. And sauces is something like Ben will not concede on, you know?
Agree, but Primal Kitchen like makes it easy to to maybe give something up because like they have mayo made with avocado oil.
Right.
They have literally, I just got a batch of sauces and dressings from them. They have every dressing. I've always loved
Buffalo
their
sauce.
They have Caesar dressing. They have Green Goddess dressing. They have everything. They have
ketchup. A no dairy ranch.
They have ketchup that's sweetened with honey. It's pargy stuff, and you don't have to like make hard choices, even though we are like moving on from toxic ingredients.
So if you're all about real food, but you need a little help making it more exciting, you need Primal Kitchen condiments and sauces. They've really nailed the perfect combo of high quality ingredients and delicious flavors, so your meal will taste as real and homemade as it gets. I feel like if you and Ben went into business together, this is what you would have created.
This is a fusion of Ben and I, and if we ever do open Stranberry sandwiches, these will be
in
exclusive
collaboration with Primal Kitchen.
These are the only sauces we would use.
Go to primalkitchen.com/thetoast to save 20% off your next online order. Our code is TOAST, PRIMAL kitchen.com/thetoast, code TOAST. Primal Kitchen products are also available in stores nationwide, so visit primalkitchen.com/thetoast to find a location nearest you.
Thank you, Turt.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Turt nearest to me.
That's so sweet. Like, seriously, you're always saying the nicest things to me.
Our first story, little fashion news. If you got a passion for fashion.
I'm more of a Maxinista, so I don't know if this story really applies to me, but I'll do my best to recap.
Yeah, you can speak on things that are like outside of your interest, but Vogue announced its Met Gala 2025 theme and its celebrity co-chairs. So on Wednesday, Vogue announced that the theme of fashion's biggest night ever since Fashion's Night Out was canceled, which is set to take place on May 5th, 2025. The theme will be super fine, tailoring Black style. Co-chairs for the ball include actor Coleman Domingo, race car driver Lewis Hamilton, rappers A$AP Rocky and Pharrell Williams, and of course, editor-in-chief of Vogue, Anna Wintour. Now, LeBron James will serve as an honorary chair, and according to Vogue, the upcoming Costume Institute show at the Met will, quote, take the Black dandy as its subject, examining the importance of clothing and style to the formation of Black identities in the Atlantic diaspora.
Okay, so I don't normally understand the theme. I feel like this is, once again, for me, no exception. Like, I never understand what they're talking about. And I think that actually, like I get it. This is a celebration of, like, the importance of, like, clothing and fashion within Black history. I do wonder, how does somebody who's not Black participate and, like, not get canceled? Because, like, you know, if Countess Luann was there, like, she's coming in blackface. Like,
yeah, so that's the concern. A lot of people have raised concerns about that, like the potential for appropriation.
Yeah.
And I think the stylists are going to have to really do a lot of learning to understand like what this
is
should
appropriate.
Be, what is appropriate. And then, but I also think like people are going to step in it.
People are 1,000% going to step in it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I do think there is, and there should be a way to like celebrate a culture that's not yours. Like, I don't know. And like the board, what is it? Like the chairs are all Black men, right? So like that's great. But it's a diverse event.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I don't know. I think if I was a designer, like I'm just going with Black people because like I want to avoid all sorts of issues, like for real.
Right. So we'll see what people do with it.
But I really do believe like there is a way, like people always say that cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. Like I really do think sometimes when people are like accused of cultural appropriation, like you can get involved in another culture in a respectful way, like even if you're not a part of it. Like I believe that like you can participate even if it's not your culture, like that's fine. Now obviously there are ways of doing it that are like actually offensive.
Right.
But I think like getting in, like, I don't know. I actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck.
Seriously, good luck.
Good luck to everyone.
But I think that a lot of times too, people don't even acknowledge the theme. They just get dressed up.
That would also be
That's
offensive
rude.
too.
That's
to
rude.
not,
Yeah.
To not
like erasure.
Erasure.
Yep. Yeah. No,
To
it's
not
so
participate
true.
in this theme.
But that does happen. Like sometimes people just like want to look pretty. Like they don't give a fart about what the theme is. They just like show up looking glab.
Yeah, but I do think practically speaking,
maybe,
we'll see. I think we'll see a lot of people playing it safe. I think we'll see a lot of people like in tailored suits, just like doing the theme to a T and not extrapolating too much for fear of offending.
But maybe it's just like, you know, wearing something that's either like an archive or like a inspiration of a black designer.
Yes.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not like the theme exactly.
Right. But it's there.
But yeah, no, I don't think you would get
You're not ending up on like the canceled list.
No, not on the canceled list.
Yeah.
So
well, once again, like every time they release the theme, like I seriously don't understand it. What happened? Like, and we say this every year. Like, what if we just did Under the Sea, like an actual theme? You know,
the problem, and this is not the problem, but the thing is, the theme is what's going on in the Costume Institute
at the exhibit. Yeah.
And when I read about and as always, like when you read about the exhibit and what people will be seeing in the museum, like it sounds like an amazing idea, and they're going to be like going into like the style of black men throughout history, like the import of it, the photos and videos, and it's going to be like a really interesting museum exhibit. And then that translating into a party, I think, is always where things get confusing, and that we see that every year with the theme. So
also this kind of being centered around men's fashion when the Met Gala, like, it's for the girlies. Like we're always looking. We're not waiting for seeing what like the male actors and musicians are wearing. We're there to see the girls.
Yeah.
I think that also poses a challenge.
Yes, I do think we'll see a lot of women in suits.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I do like that.
Yeah, and I didn't realize, but in 2003, the theme was men in skirts. So it's not.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, 2003. I was in the third grade. I wasn't
Right.
watching the Met Gala.
Right. So it's not like the first time it's been about male
Men.
fashion.
Okay. We'll see. Like,
We'll see you in May.
I have to imagine like people who are really in the fashion space, like they understand this, right? Like every time the theme comes out, like I don't get it, but I imagine, I mean, it wasn't made for me to understand.
Yes, but it's also a lot about history, like because the exhibit is based on a book by Monica Miller. It's called Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. So she is a professor at Barnard and Columbia. So it's not just about fashion, period. Like it has a lot to do with history. So it does, like, even if a stylist is very well versed in fashion or designer, like they really need to go into the archives and the history books to wrap their head around this theme.
When I saw Slaves to Fashion in the caption, I was like, damn, that's kind of bold for Anna Wintour to write that caption. Knowing it's a book, like, definitely makes it better.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll just have to see what everybody pulls out of their hats.
Yeah, in the weighty tome in the book, she establishes Black dandyism as both an aesthetic and political construct, examining the figure of the Black dandy from its earliest depictions in 18th century art to modern-day representations on runways and in films. She describes showcasing Black dandyism as a concept
Jackie, what is dandyism? I'm sorry, am I supposed
like a dandy, a D-A-N-D-Y?
Do you know what that is?
Like a fine man, right?
Oh, you're like looking dandy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to confirm. A man who gives exaggerated attention to personal appearance.
Oh, okay, by the way, I get it.
Yeah, a fine man.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so like, okay, yeah. Well, I actually think then like the men will have for the first time ever, like really have, because this is still like not every man wants to get out there and like express himself so hard and like wear a dress. Like, and that's why sometimes they just wear like a suit and everyone's always like,
yeah,
that's
they're
so
like,
boring.
it's a gala, I'll just dress black tie.
But I guess like Black dandies, I'm seeing it's like colorful suits. It's like chains and what are these things called? Pocket square?
Yeah.
Pocket square. Like vests, hats. So it's like still that very masculine look, but
with some flair.
With a flair, with an edge. Oh, you know what? I like that for the men.
Yeah, and for the ladies,
I guess,
too.
yeah, we could see the ladies dressed like this. Oh, yeah. I'm understanding.
Yeah. You want any more deets or you got it?
Sure, like I'm getting it, but go for it.
She described showcasing Black dandyism as a concept that what will illustrate how Black people transform from being enslaved and stylized as luxury items acquired like any other signifier of wealth and status to autonomous self-fashioning individuals who are global trendsetters. Vogue stated that the exhibit accompanying the event will include garments, paintings, photographs, and video, all exploring the style of Black men. So you can really see how the exhibit will be
right
really varied, but like putting this into a costume ball.
Okay, like I'm actually understanding it.
That's what we do every year. We
break it down, except for Comme des Garçons. Like that I will truly never understand.
I actually understood it recently. I forgot the understanding, but I believe...
so it must have really made an impact.
I believe it was about one designer. Just like how we understood it because last year was Karl Lagerfeld. Mm-hmm. And Comme des Garçons is a designer. Mm-hmm. And so it was about that designer. It was really just like the designer's theme.
Okay, well, I still don't get it.
Okay, well, it's over. No worries.
Well, I love the Met Gala. That's always a fabulous time to be in the city. And looking forward to it, everybody. When is it?
May 5th. First Monday in May.
This is like such a long lead up. No, well, I guess they do the exhibition and like it's like a whole thing.
Yes, and people have got to get prepared. As we've seen from Kim, like these things take months.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in May. Bless you.
Thank you.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez is opening up.
Again,
but like in a different medium and not in a while, considering she's had a tumultuous few months. So
she has had a tumultuous few months.
Jennifer Lopez sat down for an interview, for the cover of Interview. Mm-hmm. And the interview was conducted by Nikki Glaser.
By Interview Magazine.
Nikki Glaser.
Yes, I saw that.
For Interview Magazine. So she sat down for her first in-depth interview since splitting with her husband, Ben Affleck, by joining Nikki Glaser for a conversation to also promote her upcoming film, Unstoppable. She covers the fall anniversary issue of Interview, and inside she opens up about the personal roller coaster of the past few months that included back-to-back releases of an album, a companion film, and behind-the-scenes documentary, intense tabloid scrutiny of her marriage, the split, and a wave of backlash and criticism online. And don't forget the canceled tour.
Yeah.
This is going to ruin the tour.
This is going to ruin the tour. What tour?
The J-Lo canceled tour. Quote, she said, "It was like my whole fucking world exploded," she said about the last year. She said, "I think what I love about life, that there's no arrival point. There's only getting better and growing if you want to. What? It's either growing or dying, and I don't want to do the dying part. And yeah, there's times when I thought I figured it out. And then life goes, let's send you another thing and see if you fall for it. Let's see if you've really learned that lesson. And I hadn't. I understand that now in a much deeper way, which doesn't mean that I won't make mistakes in the future. But again, when your whole house blows up, you're just standing there in the rubble going, how do I never let that happen again?"
Well, when you first started talking, I did immediately like put my guard down a little bit. Like, I don't know if I ever really like realized that not only in this last year has J-Lo experienced this like huge flop era, everybody's talking about her, making fun of her projects, but then she also experienced like this personal tragedy, like with her marriage falling apart. Like it's kind of everything went wrong all at once. And like, that's really hard, like for anyone to handle, like dead ass. I don't know what the hell she meant by this response, but like I can have empathy for that.
Yeah. And that's why I was like curious to hear her talk about it. However, like she's not saying
She said
anything.
nothing. Yeah.
Right. It's a really good strategy because I don't think you can promote your movie while ignoring like the headlines of the last year. So she's addressing it head on by saying nothing. It's in a skill.
She's addressing it head on in a very sort of mysterious way.
It feels lonely, unfamiliar, scary. It feels sad. It feels desperate. But
thesaurus.com, pop off.
But when you sit in those feelings and go, these things are not going to kill me. It's like, actually, I am capable of joy and happiness all by myself. Being in a relationship doesn't define me. I can't be looking for happiness in other people. I have to have happiness within myself. I used to say I'm a happy person, but was still looking for something for somebody else to fill. And it's just like, no, I'm actually good.
I really can't. No, I really, in a true sense, in a very true sense, I can't. Like, what the fuck is she talking about, first of all?
I don't know, but I will say she did address the tour cancellation. And this is what she said. She wanted to spend more time with her children, family, and close friends, though multiple reports claim that she backed out due to low ticket sales. She reveals more about the decision, quote, "I can't wait to get back out there. I have the most understanding and loving fans in the world. Some fan bases can be spicy. Mine are just a bunch of lovers. I was so devastated to let anybody down, but I just needed to be with my kids and myself and really dig down deep into things that were happening in my life." And
I just want to say, wait, really quickly, because we know that this isn't true, right? But if it was, like, the fact that she thinks that this is an acceptable answer to, like, screw people out of money and, like, cancel and just not show up because you want to spend time with your kids. Like, you knew that going on tour would be away from your kids. That's the whole concept of going on tour. Like, this reasoning, and we know it's not true, but her acting like it's an acceptable answer is absurd.
Yeah, but I think she is betting on the fact that no one's going to call her out for that, except for us.
Because we know the truth.
Yeah, because, like, who's going to say, no, don't spend time with your kids?
No, but seriously, like, this is what we were just saying about, like, Chapel Roan, right? Mm-hmm. J-Lo canceling a whole ass tour because she wants to spend time with her kids, who are, by the way, grown, and, like,
yeah,
this is a part of the job that she's known her whole life. Like, to commit to something and not show up for a reason that's really, in my opinion, like, not valid.
Yeah.
Like, where's the Chapel Roan treatment for J-Lo if this is true? She's better off saying nobody bought tickets.
The difference is, yeah, like, for Chapel Roan, like, a lot of people, ticket holders, were left
holding tickets. There were people disappointed, yeah.
But J-Lo says she's really glad she did because it was a really difficult time for me, probably the hardest time of my life, but it was also the best time because I got to do that work on myself.
By the way, and I'm conflicted because I believe her when she said this has been the hardest time of her life. Like, yeah. I think as, like, a person in the spotlight, you really have to grow accustomed to these highs and lows, right? Where people love you and you're doing really well, but that's not a sustainable way to, like, have a career. You have ups and downs where you're, like, really in demand and then really not. And maybe, you know, throughout her career, she's made peace with that, but experiencing one of the lowest in conjunction with a personal, like, issue, like, I have a lot of sympathy for that. That sounds really hard. Mm-hmm. But she's just so fake, like, in everything she says. Like, what the hell is she talking about?
Yeah. But now she's, like, checked off the box of, like, I talked about it. Like, we can move
on. But, like, you didn't. I'm sure Nikki Glaser is sitting there being like, the fuck is this bitch saying? Like,
I think she's excited to be talking to J-Lo.
And by the way,
and
I'm so happy
to push further.
For Nikki Glaser, like, this, I feel like this is a year where everything's coming up Nikki Glaser, like the roast. It's so nice to see, like, somebody getting opportunities and, like, going far because of, like, their skills. Like, she's really like the best at what she does, and I feel like she has been for a while, and, like, now no one's ignoring her, right? She just got the gig for the Emmys, right?
Oh, did she?
She got one of the big shows. She got one. Joe Coy, which one did he do? Emmys? Golden Globes. Is that what she's doing?
Sweet.
Yeah. She impressed a lot of people with that roast, and now she's kind of becoming a voice of her generation. So
this is great.
And this is, like, a random thing that she did, but, like, another notch in her belt.
Yeah.
I'm sure she got the call and she was like, sure, but why?
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
And it's smart of J-Lo, like, distract. And this is not an investigative journalist, and this is not someone who is on the same level as J-Lo. So this is not someone who's gonna, like, push back on her fake answers.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story? A little good news.
Oh, thank God.
Miss Taylor Swift donated $5 million to Hurricane Milton and Helen relief efforts ahead of her Eras Tour kickoff in Miami. So I'm not sure if that's, like, totally related. However, she does give back to the community whenever she is going to a town. So she gave $5 million to Feeding America for their Hurricane Helene and Milton efforts. The contribution will help communities rebuild and recover, provide essential food, clean water, and supplies to people affected by the devastating storms.
So yeah, with every show she does like a local food bank, like a major donation. This, I think, is like 5 times bigger than what she usually does, and that's obviously because of the hurricane. And, like, that's our queen right there, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of Taylor, did you see?
And by the way, she didn't post anything.
No.
Feeding America was like, OMG, look at our bank account this morning, $5 million.
Did you see Shawn Mendes
canceling his album and Joe Jonas postponing it?
Yeah, so they were both supposed to come out with albums on October 18th. Shawn Mendes now moved his to November, saying, like, he wants to make the finishing touches.
He needs some time.
Everything that it should be. But it
Joe Jonas as well. And everybody knows, like, nobody wants to release an album the same week, let alone, seriously, the same 3 weeks as a Taylor Swift album. Like, good luck getting any attention.
Yeah.
And October 18th is the first set of shows that she's back on tour. I feel like it's going to be Reputation. I don't think it's going to be a new album. Like, TTPD is still fresh.
No, it is not going to be a new album.
But that's the show we're going to, Jax.
Oh my God, so she would announce something.
But no, albums come out on Fridays and the show is Friday night. So maybe she would just announce it?
Maybe it comes out on Friday and then Friday night she like gives us all of the, you know.
No, but if it comes out, like it's already been given.
No, but then she starts promoting it with eras. Like I think that works too.
So when would she announce it? Thursday?
What if it's just a drop? She does, that's like a marketing gimmick she hasn't really done yet. Just a middle of
Folklore.
the night drop. Yeah, but she did prep us like one
like
or 2
that
days.
morning.
Yeah. I think it's Rep TV on 10/18. That's my concrete prediction. Like I want a concrete prediction from you. What do you think it is?
I think it's Rep TV. Yeah, no. But also like
she's got something up her kilt because don't forget the plaid.
Right. And what does plaid have to do with reputation? Like literally nothing.
It's not like so incongruous to the vibes.
No, it literally is.
Maybe like the new cover will have a plaid element. People are saying the plaid is because she's dropping a music video for So High School. I don't think she would revolve her whole wardrobe for 3 months.
Around one video.
Around one music video.
Agreed. Unless Travis is in it. Like maybe.
That is just too much.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I think there will be a plaid element in Rep TV. Just like how 1989 all of a sudden became like a beachy album with like the birds.
It always was.
The birds and the bees.
It always was. The birds were like a huge part of 1989 at the time.
The cover of 1989 TV has a different vibe than 1989 SV.
Yes, but it encapsulates all the vibes of the original era.
Agreed.
It was holiday house. It was beach. It was outdoorsy. It was light. It was blue. It was white.
I'm just saying, plaid is not incongruous to the Rep vibe. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. It's not. The goth people wear plaid. That's all she's saying. No, there's definitely something happening at the show that we're going to. Like, not to make everything about us. Did our outfits come? Did you try anything on?
I tried your outfit on. I returned my outfit. I got another outfit, but I haven't tried it on yet.
Will you try on my dress and send me a picture of it?
No, you're going to be great in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. It's
you don't want to give me another opportunity to like find something new?
No, I don't think. Just bring a couple of seamless just in case.
Okay.
We're going to have fun though. We're going to be like comfy and cute.
I know.
And like
that's what in our group chat, like everyone's talking about outfits. I'm like, seriously, I want to wear sweatpants and sneakers. Like I want to be comfortable and I want to dance. Like
we're
I've
not
done
trying
it.
to break
I've
the
went
internet
3 times and I've dressed up like a stupid and it's fun. Now can I just enjoy my life?
You're going to be comfortable in the dress you got.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story?
What number?
Number 4.
No.
Wading into some conspiracies you guys are going to want.
Oh,
you guys are going to want to stay put.
So the latter half of the show on the latter half of the week is brought to you by Caraway. So Caraway really brings peace of mind with their non-toxic cookware. It's free of dangerous chemicals. And with the holiday season coming upon us, especially we have the Jewish holidays and then we have the secular holidays, like our pans are getting beat up, right? They're getting used. And you need the best in the biz and you're feeding your family, the people that matter most, and you don't want any like gross chemicals leaching into your delicious healthy food, your sourdough. No, I don't think so. So Caraway has the best non-toxic cookware. They've got bakeware, they've got the best food storage solutions, like everything. I have the knives now, I have like the spatulas, I literally have everything from Caraway. It's just a brand that I know now, I love. Especially for like Rosh Hashanah, we really went hard on our Caraway and they just wear really well. Cause like my husband doesn't cook like a normal person. Like everything is burned, and their ceramic coating makes it really easy to clean. The non-toxic element is huge. So they also have great sets. So their internet famous cookware set comes with the saute pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, and saucepan, plus lids for all of it, a canvas lid holder, a magnetic pan rack for storage. It's the ultimate kitchen setup and it'll save you $150 versus buying the items individually. So visit carawayhome.com/toaster10 to see all of our favorite products and take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/toaster10 or use our code toaster10 at checkout. I know you guys have used our code a lot over the years. It has changed. So it's carawayhome.com/toaster10. Our code is also toaster, TOASTER10. Caraway non-toxic cookware made modern. Today's episode is also brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or you're managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place and all on your own terms. So like the swirlies need websites. Yeah, no, I have a website. I actually have several for my several business ventures that me and my 7 attorneys are always on the phone talking about. And whatever you do, you most likely need a website in this day and age. If you're an artist, you want to showcase your work, kind of like a digital portfolio. You work in e-commerce, you have a side hustle, whatever it is that you need a website for, you can get a really professional looking one up and running on Squarespace in a really short amount of time. And even if you think you're not like the most technologically savvy person, like it is okay. So you can sell custom merch on a Squarespace website. You can create an online store, host your video content. They have really flexible website templates. So get started with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case, and then make your look custom, update your content, add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, your brand, and your business will stand out online on any device. So head to squarespace.com. You'll get a free trial. Once you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/toast, and then you will save 10% off on your first purchase of a website or a domain. If you want to sell courses, you can do that. Like anything you could possibly imagine needing a website for, Squarespace is there for you. So head over to squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, squarespace.com/toast, you'll save 10% off on your first purchase of a website or a domain. Today's episode is also brought to you by Roback. The best way to describe Roback is best fit, best feel. They recently launched a new women's line. And comfortable would be an understatement. I feel like for like a couple of months this year, I was like trying to get all dressed up on the toast. And I've really just embraced like that's not the case anymore. Like I need to be comfortable, and Roback is an essential when it comes to like argy pargy fall, looking and feeling our best. But what I love about Roback is like I like to wear sweats, but there's nothing worse than like looking unkempt in sweats, because like I walk Romeo in my sweats, like I go run and get random errands, I like travel, and you still want to look put together. And that is what I feel like Roback really stands out. It's also just so comfortable. So they have sweats, they have jogger sets, they also have active dresses, which are made with their signature GTG technology. It allows you to keep your dress on when you're on the go and when you have to go to the ladies' room. The fabric is lightweight, it's breathable, and just really comfortable. They just have everything. They also have active shorts that I wore actually when I was running my 5K. Just check out Roback, like for men and women. By the way, life hack to getting your man to like look good, but like comfortable because he doesn't want to put on anything really nice. Roback men's, like don't sleep on the men's. If you haven't already, it's now time to try out some Roback. Use the code TOAST at roback.com for an extremely generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. Roback is spelled RHOBACK, and our 20% off code is TOAST, TOAST. You're going to get 20% off hoodies, joggers, crews, and more with code TOAST. So stay comfortable this gargy pargy fall with Roback, RHOBACK.com. Our code is TOAST, TOAST.
Thank you, TURT.
You're welcome, OME.
So, conspiracy time. There is this theory going around the internet. Ever since like Diddy's arrested, there are a lot of theories. There are a lot of tapes that are apparently circulating with sex tapes with different celebrities, people when they're minors, just like a lot of stuff out there, as there would be, because this is a huge, all-encompassing
and
case.
We have been told that like every famous person you know is involved. Like, so when you think of the most famous people in the world, like very naturally, you're going to think of Beyonce and Jay-Z.
But that's not just because it's like famous and they're famous. Like they're also friends, and
yes.
people coming out like saying stuff about them. But now this theory is circulating that like in so many people's award show acceptance speeches, they thank Beyonce like out of nowhere and for no reason really. Like Adele, when she won her Grammy, she mentions Beyonce, and then there are a lot of other instances where people just like bring up Beyonce in their acceptance speech.
I agree completely. Like so many people will like randomly bring up Beyonce, and Beyonce, what are you doing here? Although I don't think the Adele one is a fair reference, because like I understood what Adele was saying, and she was up against Adele.
She's just part of the pile of people.
Yeah, but that one I don't include because I actually love that speech, and I thought it was like really sweet, and I think she didn't think she was going to win. I think she really thought Beyonce deserved to win. So like that one I don't include in this theory. But yes, continue.
So the theory says that like people are doing that to sort of like mark themselves as safe and not be like targeted by Beyonce for being like successful, and just they don't want to be a part of whatever, they don't want to be punished in some way. Then the theory also tries to explain that Kanye actually interrupted Taylor's speech by bringing up Beyonce to save her.
Okay, so that's where the theory like definitely loses me. And I don't know if I'm necessarily on board with the original theory, although I do think that like this concept of every artist making a speech and bringing up Beyonce, like it's interesting, although like you really can boil it down to like Beyonce's impact on the music industry and like on artists everywhere. Like if you're an artist who's doing it the best and the most influencing you, like Beyonce, like I get it. it's really hard with this P. Diddy thing, like, not to go crazy. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm reading things, I'm like, no, that's so true, you know?
Yeah, and then also simultaneously, you've seen this Piers Morgan stuff.
Yeah, he got like a letter from Team Beyonce.
He did, because he had a woman on his show, Jaguar Wright, who started saying all this stuff about Beyonce and Jay-Z. Now, he said when they brought her on the show.
And I just want to say, this woman has been saying stuff like about Diddy and Beyonce for years. And I think
and like,
she's having a moment now because you're going back and watching shit she said like 5 years ago coming true.
Right. So he had her on. She said like really some of the wildest things. And, like terrible things and just things that are, you know, similar to what P. Diddy has done, even worse than that.
Yeah.
And Beyonce and Jay-Z's team sent Piers Morgan a cease and desist. So we cut out those bits from the interview, which, I don't know, just sort of elevates this whole thing.
It does, because like an innocent person, you know.
Or just a crazy Looney Tune just going and saying stuff like, why would you, like, who would even give that
acknowledge? However, like anyone going on a platform saying vile things, if they're not true about you, like, yeah, you're getting a cease and desist. Like, does a guilty person stay quiet or does a guilty person get involved? I don't know.
I don't think you can make a blanket statement, but I do think that has really, I don't know if we would have heard about this like Piers Morgan thing if she just did the interview and it was just like, was on the internet and people who were theorizing went and saw it.
I want to go on the record saying I actually don't believe this theory.
Wait, so then last night, this is why it's news today. Last night, JoJo Siwa accepted an award at the 2024 Industry Dance Awards, which
I cannot believe we weren't invited.
I didn't know they were having their awards last night.
I like to pop and lock and jam and break. Like, where was my invitation?
So she accepted her award, and she also said, I also have to say thank you to Beyonce, just so that we can keep the dancing community safe. Beyonce, you've got great music. We all love to dance to it. We all love you. So
JoJo Siwa, chronically online, obviously knows about this theory, was making a joke. I don't believe this. And I think, like, if we are going to give our time to a conspiracy theory about Beyonce, like, let's talk about the pregnancy. To me, that's the Beyonce conspiracy theory.
What about the surrogacy farm? That's one of my
faves.
Yeah,
that they, like, sell babies. No, like, to me... Like the theories about Beyonce are so crazy. And like, yes, right now with P. Diddy, like it is giving a lot of credence to things that have been said about certain, like there are people who I think like if you're into blind items or you look at Hollywood with like a bit of like a critical eye, they're like big players. Like Tom Hanks is always one of those people who ends up in like every blind item, right? Mm-hmm. And Beyonce and Jay-Z are people like that too. You don't know, like either it's all true or none of it is. And I don't know. Right now I'm saying none of it's true.
I feel like most of the time I get to a place where I'm like, you have to believe none of this is true. It's like we talk about these people very much, like they're so amazing. Like if I think these things are true, like I that changes everything. So you get to a place where it's like, you know what, that's kind of crazy. Like I'm gonna. But
then Diddy happens.
But then Diddy happens, and it just busts the case wide open.
It's true. No, then you're going back into the vault of all the things you've heard.
And then you
years.
see all these old videos and like the Justin Bieber stuff, and then I saw people were picking up quotes from. Some producer's book that we know, I forget. It was about Justin Bieber and Usher, and he said how like Justin Bieber like brought him as a gift to who was it? To L.A. Reid. He literally used the quote saying the teenager was beautiful like a woman.
Ew.
Yeah, and that's in the book.
What a freak! Oh my god. Do you guys remember L.A. Reid on X Factor?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to talk about something from yesterday really quickly. Michael Bublé, speaking of nefarious actors in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Apparently there's like a big Reddit community like dedicated to seeking the truth on Michael Bublé. And it goes against everything I believe in, but like I might have to join.
Michael Bublé, okay? Let me know what you find.
I think he's on Diddy's list. No, I'm kidding.
No, I actually don't think those two are connected. Like they can both be like nefarious bad actors, but I don't think they're linked.
And I just want to say now that like I have made Michael Bublé hatred my platform, like this is what people tag me in. You know, I go through eras where people tag me in different things, you know?
Yeah.
Right now I'm getting tagged in like Michael Bublé lore. Do you know that he, first of all, for so long, I had forgotten about this. I knew this in the deep recesses of my mind. He dated Emily Blunt.
Yes, I knew that.
Like they were a Hollywood couple. And he was like not good to her. I believe he cheated on her and he ended up marrying, like his wife was the next person he married. And she but at the time was like a fan. He like married one of his fans, which is like just a really fucked up dynamic.
Yeah.
So the more you know, Michael Bublé edition. The more you know, the more you hate. That's how Michael sees it.
That's how Turdy sees it.
If I have it my way, that's how the world will see it.
One day at a time. Raising the flag.
One episode at a time.
Yeah. So who knows? Also, I saw, remember that lawyer who was talking big talk, all these names coming out.
Would he die?
Watch your back.
Is he dead?
No, has singing a different tune now. For people are paying off victims. Celebrities are paying off victims. Hush money. I think he like said that to maybe like scare people into settling. I don't think we're gonna get the names now. I know I said yesterday and the day before like they're coming. I don't think they're coming. He's completely changed his tune. Busby.
Fuck.
Busby Barnacle.
Yeah. Shit, that's a good strategy. Like if you're a lawyer, your job is to, represent your client's best interests. And if that's what they want, then who are we to judge? Like that's what they want. But like the gossip girl in me is not okay with that.
Yeah. It's not even about I want it for the gossip. Like I need to know who's actually like a demonic, horrible person. We talk about these people every day on the show and like that's critical information. I don't want to be like platforming someone or being like, oh, stream it. Such good music. Yeah.
I love the new P. Diddy album. It's really good.
And I was always saying that before.
I mean, how many times did we get on the show and like just say he's the most amazing musician, businessman, father, and husband to like ever?
I was always saying stream P. Diddy. I was never saying stream Skin.
Never. Also, speaking of P. Diddy, did you see his recent like legal move? Like he released a statement saying the video that was released of him like beating the hell out of Cassie, that hotel security camera footage, like it's a conspiracy. The feds released it to like, okay, and so what if they did?
No, that the government released it to like, drum up negative feelings towards P. Diddy like before his trial.
Okay, well it worked and the conspiracy theory is effective, but you still did that shit.
Right,
so
like,
where do we go from here?
Cool.
I seriously don't give a fuck if it was Saddam Hussein who released it. Like, love it. Not that I love the contents of the video. You guys know what I meant.
Yeah, the ends justify the means.
No, I seriously, oh man, I ended up on such a funny side of TikTok yesterday. Apparently Saddam Hussein's son.
Osama's son.
Oh, I'm sorry. Osama's son was like out here doing terrorist type things. I think he got deported or he got something. Like they caught him.
Yeah, I think it was in France.
Yeah, and they're calling him like the Nepo terrorist baby. Like I was having a really good time on the internet yesterday.
Well, that's actually a great segue into our next story.
More news for the Chronically Online?
More French news.
Oh, let me think. What's going on in France? Emily
in Paris is sort of like starting a war between France and Rome.
And Italy. Oh.
Yeah,
Italy, right?
Both
okay.
But I would say France is a country, so I should have said Italy. Or Paris and Rome, France and Italy. The French president, Emmanuel Macron, is vowing to bring Emily in Paris production back to France. He says, we will fight hard. So
I didn't get to this part yet because the season was so bad I had to turn it off. But the second half of the season takes place in Rome.
And Emily in Paris is confirmed to be moving to Italy for its 5th season, as Emily will lead, this is like part of the plot, but not a spoiler, I imagine. She will lead the marketing campaign for the new client okay, that might be a spoiler. New client, Marcello. While it's still unclear where the series could go next, both narratively and in terms of jet setting, it seems that Macron may have an advantage to bringing Emily once more to Paris. His wife guest starred on the show. But anyways, Emily in Paris, the last season is set to be in Italy, Rome.
It's the last one?
The 5th season. I don't know why I said last.
Wishful thinking.
And he is hellbent on bringing it back to Paris. I mean, I imagine Emily in Paris has been great for the city. The city looks amazing on the show.
Yeah,
it's like
it really does.
Association of Paris that you could think
Fashion,
of.
food, scenery. They go always to like the south of France. They go to these vineyards. Like it really does. It's kind of like a tourism boost for sure.
Yeah, and it's a very global show on Netflix. Like people, I definitely think it would inspire people to travel there. Why he can't give it up for one season is, I mean, he's like fighting with the mayor of Rome.
And this would be cutesy type of behavior for like a local councilman. But he's the prime minister, correct? Like seriously, go back to work.
The
like,
president.
This is not funny. President.
Not that we know the difference because
I get confused because like But like imagine if Joe Biden started like fighting with Netflix. Like he would get made fun of. And we should start making fun of this guy. Like this is not appropriate behavior for a world leader. Like go back to the UN. Like go do stuff.
Yeah, and there's other things you could do to make your country and city attractive to tourists. It's not like all on Emily in Paris.
No. And I like where was this sort of care and energy with that piece of shit opening ceremony? Please. You don't really care, Macron.
No, I think he does care because like these are like low lift things he can do to make his country attractive.
Yeah.
But you got to spread the love.
And I just want to say what I had heard.
Running out of goodwill from the Lizzie McGuire movie. Like they need a boost.
True. It's so true. What I did hear also about that season of Emily in Paris was like once they went to Italy, the season got so much better. Like I heard it was actually really good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've been to Rome. Whatever, not a big deal.
What were your thoughts, Roma?
I actually really enjoyed it. Like, and I went there without Ben, which was like so unfortunate. We went for a wedding and Ben couldn't come because of work. And I was just kind of like with my swirly high school friends, like in Rome. It was kind of amazing.
Roma?
Shout out Rach for getting married in Roma.
Wait, that was actually really recently because less recently you went to Florence too. You've kind of been all over Italy.
Yeah, I have been to Florence. So true. Not a big deal. Like seriously, you guys stop talking about. Yeah, I've been to Europe. Like
you've been to Italy twice.
Yeah.
But who's keeping score?
You, clearly. Like,
have you been to Paris?
No.
Have you been to France?
Have I been to France? No. No, I haven't.
Even
France is missing out on La Tarte.
They are missing out on La Tarte.
They need, like, you know Le Cirque?
Yeah, you need to open a restaurant, La Tarte.
Guys, Le Cirque for many, I think it's closed now, but like for 30 years, it was like it's where Aviva Drescher threw her leg. It was like the most fancy restaurant. It's French food in the city. Like, good luck ever. I've never even been.
Is it still open?
No. Like, it was kind of the end of an era when it closed. It was like a Studio 54 type of vibe. Not in terms of like the inside being at all similar, but in terms of its fame.
Yeah.
And I think we need to bring it back with Le Tarte.
Le Tarte. I agree. I'd dine there.
Would you be a partner of mine?
For sure. I'll support you in all your endeavors.
You're literally the best sister on the planet. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Thank you, hermana.
Hermana, padre.
That's our show.
It is. I can confirm.
And I think that's all. Oh, Tell Me Lies recap.
Just wave at me when it's time to come back, okay?
Okay. Here we go. Tell Me Lies recap. So the last thing that I watched was Steven and Lucy. He goes to her room because he's like done with Diana because she can no longer support him. And he's like, I'm starting to understand Steven and Diana's relationship more. And I just see Diana so much differently than I saw her last season. And obviously I feel sorry for her, but I've always loved her. She's always been my queen. And now I do want her to get away from Steven because she deserves so much better. And she deserves the love that she'll eventually find with Pippa. The fact that Lucy is going back to Steven seriously makes me sick. But like, I do see how the show, like they did a good job of like showing me how she got to a place where she took him back because walking the righteous path was just too damn hard. And Leo broke up with her. She carries this enormous guilt from her friends and like she's trying to make good, but every time she makes good, like she can't possibly make good. That's the problem. That's why she should transfer. But no, instead she goes back to Steven. She's going to go back to being a bad person because he is seriously the most awful person on the planet. I also think in the last 3 episodes that I watched, they really laid the groundwork for how Lydia and Steven end up together, which I did not think was going to be remotely possible, yet they did. Now, of course, I'm trying to root for Lucy this season because when she's not with Steven, she's such a girly swirly and she's so great. However, her lying about Chris and the encounter that Pippa had with Chris and saying that was about her, like, was so damaging and not really something that helps Pippa's cause in any way, or that like Lucy can come back from, or that she can retract without making everything 1,000 times worse. So like I have a pit for Lucy, and I understand why, like, in her pitted state, the only person who was there for her or showed up at her door is Steven, and why she's like really vulnerable and going to allow him back into her life, which just makes me so upset because she was really on the righteous path. Now, the way that Pippa and Wrigley like have my heart, I ship so hard, even though like I know they're not right together, they're better as friends. I need them to unravel everything that happened with Lucy and Steven and the letter, because I need them to like find justice for Pippa and for Wrigley. I love them so much. Like whenever they're talking or being cute or like opening up to each other, like seriously, it warms my heart. Bree has turned into the woat, unfortunately, over the last 3 episodes, like seriously making so many bad decisions. Not that I don't understand at this point. Like at the beginning, she was tempted. I didn't want them to even kiss on the staircase of that bar, but they did. Now, like going into her professor's house, like having sex with him in the laundry room. I'm glad she felt bad about it, but then she left her earrings in his pocket. Like, she is seriously diabolical. Watch out for her. Clearly in the future when she's getting married, like Oliver is still up her butt, like wanting to be together, which makes me feel like they don't get caught. I'm glad she's choosing Evan, but it's just all very weird. And now I also really feel like they might not get married, which is what I said in the last Tell Me Lies recap, that their relationship like doesn't seem as stable as you would think it is, considering it's their wedding. But yeah, that is that. Everyone freaking out when Diana and Pippa showed up together, like so obsessed. I do need Diana and Lucy to like come together. I feel like that is what could finally take Steven down, because even though Diana knows that he was in the car with Macy and that he's done these terrible things, she still stands by him, which I do not understand. Like, why did she delete the file of Macy from his computer? That's where I like don't understand Diana. I felt like Diana was always like so strong and so smart, and but now knowing like he is actually like a really bad person. I think she always knew he was like not the greatest guy, but they were like bad together. Now knowing that she's like, he's a terrible, terrible person, why is she with him? Like, she's just a sweetie and she deserves so much better. So those are my thoughts. Turtaloo, you can come back. I think I got to everything. I think I covered the gamut. I was
just catching up on so much drama on my phone. I can't wait for you to check.
Ooh, I can't wait to check.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I do a lot of text messages.
Yeah, but I was in the same chat as you. Like a lot of people just like being verbose. Nothing juicy going on. So annoying. Whenever we wrap the show, like sometimes I have one text message and sometimes I have 75, and it's like some chat really popped off. Something's going on. No, today was just like a lot of messages, like full of nothing.
Well, I just want to say Tell Me Lies in general, like, is still so incredible. Like sophomore season, you forget that like it's just one book and they're really like keeping it going, and like it's really, really strong. So I'm excited for you to watch. Like,
me too.
I was captivated yesterday.
And I'm excited to have like multiple episodes now. Like, I just gave up a little bit because I was not watching week to week. The episodes themselves, like alone, were not that compelling. Like, they really are connected to each other so well that sitting down and now I probably have like 3 or 4. That's exciting to me.
I had 3, and then I think the new one comes out today or tomorrow, so I will watch that. I think it comes out today. We always recap on Fridays. So if you do happen to catch up today, I'll catch up.
Okay. That's it?
Now that's it.
Guys, and by the way, good call remembering to do that recap. Like, seriously, flew out of my mind.
I wouldn't want to have to issue another correction tomorrow.
I'm sure we will. So we'll see you then. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Toast of Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We are also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. My also Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, about how wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.